far from harbor, you may ride across the bar, right in the corner where you are.
Ah! Ellie! Ellie! Come get this thing out of here!
Granny, don't yell like that. You'll scare Daisy.
And don't call her Daisy. I don't want no buzzard named after me.
Oh, Granny, she likes you. Ain't you noticed how she keeps watching you?
At my age, it ain't no treat to have a buzzard watching you. Here, take these to the kitchen and commence ironing.
Oh, yes, sir. Come on, Daisy.
Not her. I don't allow no scavenger in my kitchen.
Well, what about...
That's different. Jethro is family.
Hey there, Mr. Drysdale. Granny, Ellie Mae, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jean is here to see you.
Jed, will you tell your daughter to get rid of that big, ugly bird? It makes me nervous.
But,
Well,
Granny...
We'll talk about that later. Mr. Drysdale says this is real important and can't wait.
Quite true, quite true. Oh, please sit down, everybody. I have an announcement of historical importance to make. Mr. Clampett, members of your esteemed family, at the opening of business this morning, precisely 10 o'clock Pacific Daylight Savings Time, your balance in my bank reached the unprecedented figure of $80 million. Granny, I'm hungry.
Mr. Drysdale's fixing to make an important announcement.
I just made it. You have $80 million. Oh. Well, now, here's the really good news. In keeping with my policy of generosity, I have a free gift for you.
Mr. Drysdale, you don't have to.
No. It's a tradition with my bank. Every depositor whose balance reaches $80 million is automatically eligible. Please, Miss Hathaway. Not going through with this farce. The gift, please, Miss Hathaway. This is no time to think of expense. With my compliments.
Well, doggies, would you look at that? What is it?
It's a genuine imported Oriental magic music maker.
Huh? Dog! Japanese transistor radio.
All it needs is a battery.
Mr. Drysdale, you didn't have to get us that.
Tut! It's the least I can do.
The very least.
Well, you done all the work, taking care of our money. Seems like we ought to give you a present.
I got just the thing for him. You like big birds, Mr. Drysdale?
I ain't giving him Daisy.
Granny, that's a mighty poor reward for all Mr. Drysdale done. Taking care of our money for 6 years must have been a mighty heavy burden.
Well, I can't deny that it has cost me many sleepless nights. Spun a few silver threads among the gold, added lines to a once youthful face, and caused a slight tremor to a once steady hand.
Hope you ain't gonna be sick.
I wish I could say the same. Come along, silver-haired daddy. Time for your nap.
What do you mean, nap? I didn't build this man a fortune by sleeping. Semper paratus, always ready. Others may work from sun to sun, but banker's work is never done.
Mr. Drysdale, you take it easy. Don't overdo it.
My advice exactly.
What better way to go? I regret that I have but one life to give to my largest depositor.
All right, Nathan.
And when that big bank in the sky calls my final loan, let my epitaph read, he never met a millionaire he didn't like.
Jed, it seems a sensible thing to do is to take the $80 million and bury it in the backyard.
Get awful moldy.
Now, can it?
Hey, I still don't think it's a good idea to put money in the ground.
It's better than putting Mr. Drysdale there.
Something wrong with Mr. Drysdale?
Yeah, Jethro. Poor man has wore himself to a frazzle worrying about my money.
And we's trying to figure what to do with it.
I can tell you what to do with it. You can give it to England.
England?
They hurting for money?
They so bad off, they done sold their queen.
No.
Sold their queen?
Yes, sir. I heard it on Mr. Drysdale's radio. The city of Philadelphia
has bought Queen Elizabeth and is fixing to tie her to the dock for a tourist attraction.
I can't believe it.
You greening us, boy?
No, sir. I heard it.
Turn that thing on again.
News is over now. Can't get but one station.
Seems to me, if England was in that much trouble, we'd have heard something from them folks in our castle.
Let's have Jethro write him. Get the story firsthand.
I can beat that. Hello, operator? This is Sir Jethro de Bodine, head varlet to the Earl of Clampton. Put me through to our castle in England.
Ask for Major Domo.
Yeah, England. Word has reached our royal ears that the rabble has hawked the Queen. We might have to come over there and flog a bunch of them rascals.
I'll handle it, boy. Yes, ma'am. That's Clampett Castle in Kent, England. What is it they say over there instead of howdy?
Faversham.
Yeah, that's it.
Would you hold on a minute, please? Oh, Mr. Faversham, sir. I think you'd better take this call. It's from the United States.
Yes?
This is Jed Clampett speaking. Is that you, Mr. Domo?
Faversham, sir. Faversham.
Well, Faversham to you.
Faversham, Mr. Domo.
Yeah, I was, Granny. Listen, Major, we're just wondering how everybody's getting along over there.
Oh, quite well, sir, thank you. Considering the fact we're running the castle with a skeleton staff.
They got trouble, all right. Their servants is down to skin and bone.
Oh, we don't care nothing about them oafs and serfs. How much did Philadelphia give you for the Queen?
I hope you'll excuse Jethro. He heard some wild story about selling Queen Elizabeth to Philadelphia. I reckon ain't no truth to it.
Well, yes, sir. As a matter of fact, we've sold both our queens.
You don't say.
What is it, Jed?
They done sold Queen Mary to Long Beach.
It's a revolution, right? The rabble has rose up and is getting rid of royalty. Dukes and earls is next, and that's us.
Yep.
We got to rally around the Queen and put down this uprising. To arms! To arms!
Mr. Clampett, sir. Mr. Clampett.
Yes?
I heard Master Jethro's outburst. It's only Her Majesty's ships that have been sold.
Oh. Well, things ain't quite as bad as we thought, but it's hurting for money, all right. The Queen sold her Navy. Well, don't let her sell nothing else. Maybe things will get... What's that? Done sold London Bridge, too?
Poor woman, Jed. We've got to help her.
Well, I got a feeling things is going to pick up. I hope the Queen still got her health.
Oh, yes, indeed, sir. And Her Majesty is spending this week at the Royal Preserves.
I see. Well, maybe we'll be paying you a visit soon, Mr. Domo.
Faversham, sir.
Faversham to you. You know, two ways about it, Granny. Things is rough. You know what the Queen is spending this week doing?
What?
Putting up preserves.
There ain't no time to lose, Jed. You gotta take your money out of the bank and head for England.
Yep, looks like we can save Mr. Drysdale and the Queen at the same time.
Chief, the guard just called and said Granny and Mr. Clampett are on the way up.
Quick. Hide this. And get your mascara.
The mascara?
Yes, I want some dark shadows under my eyes. I haven't had a good night's sleep in 6 years, remember?
Chief, not that corny act again.
Well, it worked, didn't it? I practically had them in tears. Now do as I say.
Mr. Drysdale?
Yes? Who is it?
Hey, Jed Clampett.
Oh, so it is. You'll have to excuse me, sir. A bad case of banker's squint. Adding up those figures day and night. 6 years. Oh, excuse me, sir.
Mr. Drysdale, I know you've been toting a crushing burden, but I got good news for you.
Good news?
I'm going to take my $80 million out of your bank. Bet you in the wheelbarrow, Granny. Well, doggy, it worked already. He's sure sleeping now, isn't he?
Just like a baby.
going on?
You fainted.
Fainted?
Oh, you were in a deep coma. It took a 20 to bring you out of it.
I'm not the type who faints. What happened?
Well, Mr. Clapper told you he was withdrawing his $80 million. I'd better open a window.
No. Lock it. I might jump. Better hide my tie and belt, too.
You know, of course, you brought this on yourself.
How?
That financial fatigue act. Mr. Clapper felt sorry for you.
Where is he?
Waiting in my office.
Mr. Clampett.
Hey, that nap sure done wonders for you.
Oh, I never felt better in my life.
Well, it must be a relief getting $80 million off your back.
No, please, don't take it.
Drysdale, you said yourself that it's a crushing burden.
But I'm used to it. I'm a banker. But it would finish you in no time.
Well, it ain't gonna be no burden to me. I'm giving it away.
Giving it away?
Well, you see, there is a certain lady that's in trouble.
Oh, I see. Well, how much does she want?
Well, I reckon all she can lay her hands on.
Yes, I know the type.
Leastwise, I am to give her all I got.
All 80 million?
Well, to this lady, that's just a drop in the bucket.
She must have some bucket.
You knew who she was.
Who is she?
Well, I don't know if she'd want me to say. She's a mighty high-placed woman.
And high price, too. What's her name?
Keep it yourself?
I promise.
Well.
Queen Elizabeth!
Drysdale, you promise.
Mr. Clampett, I assure you the Queen of England is a very wealthy woman.
Once was, maybe, but things is kind of rough. I've looked into the matter.
Jed, them goobers downstairs won't give us no money without you signing a check.
All right. Ask Miss Jane to get us 4 tickets to London.
No! I won't let you.
You won't let us.
Mr. Drysdale, it's my money.
What I meant was that you just can't walk up to Buckingham Palace and hand the Queen money. She's too proud to accept charity.
Oh, we know that.
Good!
We're going to put it in plain gunny sacks and throw it over the wall.
Wait a minute. Miss Clampett, Granny. A thing like this has to be handled with great diplomacy. Now, I have some connections with the British Embassy, and I'll have them get in touch with you.
Well, we do want to handle it the right way.
Yes. Well, you go home and leave everything to me.
All right. Hop on, Granny.
And don't take the freeway this time, Jed. That tailgating makes me nervous.
Miss Hathaway,
Chief?
I want you to get me the finest British actor money can buy.
Well, how much money are you talking about?
I'll go as high as $10.
What, are you serious?
Look, this is no time to pinch pennies.
How long are you going to be, mate? This rig's due back at the studio at 5 o'clock.
Well, at the rate Mr. Drysdale is paying me, my performance should run about 2 minutes.
Jed, the Englishman is here.
Granny, we got to be careful how we talk to that fella. Mr. Drysdale says he's a Queen's minister.
I never seen no preacher dressed like him. Satin breeches, lace cuffs, all kinds of fancy trappings.
Likely Episcopalian.
And come in a big stage coat.
Well, Granny, hay is cheaper than gasoline. And I reckon they don't pay their preachers no better than we pay ours.
Jed, so it won't surprise you. His hair is white as snow.
Probably been doing a heap of worrying about the Queen.
Yeah.
Come in.
Thank you.
Iversham.
Montrose. Is Mr. Clampett around?
Well, I'm Jed Clampett, and this here is Granny.
How do you do?
Pleased to meet you, Reverend.
Reverend?
Well, Mr. Drysdale said you was the Queen's minister.
Minister of Finance.
He must take up the collection.
Here is my identification and my authority to act on the Queen's behalf.
Well, come on in the parlor and sit down.
No, I'm afraid I haven't the time. But Mr. Drysdale tells me that you wish to present the Queen with a gift of some sort.
Well, we heard that the Queen...
But unfortunately, Her Majesty is not allowed to accept gifts. But on the Queen's behalf, I thank you for whatever it is you had in mind for her. Good day.
Well, what we had in mind was $80 million.
What did you say? $80 million.
Didn't Mr. Drysdale tell you? It's sitting in his bank. And Jed is more than happy for the Queen to have it.
Now, Granny, if the Queen can't take it...
There may be a way. Excuse me while I talk to my chief of protocol. Well, you may return to the studio, you chaps. It looks as though the bit part I'm playing is going to turn into a very meaty role.
Oh, and what kind of a role is it?
A bankroll.
I hope you don't mind doing your talking in the kitchen.
Not at all.
I ain't nosy. I just want to hear everything.
Well, anyway, as I was saying, after the oil company gave me all them millions, Cousin Pearl talked me into moving out of the little old cabin and coming out here to Beverly Hills.
I see.
Been here ever since, except for a couple of weeks we spent in England in our castle.
You own a castle in England?
Yes, sir. The folks are mighty nice to us there. That's one reason we're so anxious to help the Queen.
We'll think of a way.
Of course, it's got to be done so it wouldn't seem like charity. We wouldn't want to hurt her pride none.
Naturally. But the castle solves the problem.
It does?
As a British landowner, you are qualified to purchase royal real estate.
Well, that's fine, but how's that help?
Well, as you know, Her Majesty has vast real estate holdings all over the world, but she's eaten up with taxes.
Well, what they call a land pool.
And I could make you a fabulous price on one of the Crown colonies.
Here's your tea, Parson.
Would you like to buy Hong Kong?
Hong Kong?
That's that big ape that carried off Fay Ray.
Hong Kong is on the coast of China.
Well, to tell the truth, I ain't too keen on buying a Chinese ape. Let's get back to the real estate.
Oh, fine. Would you be interested in Australia? Or perhaps India?
I might.
Well, if you like islands, I could make you a very good price on Borneo.
Doggone, I wish I knew more about these things. Granny and me ain't had much schooling.
Jed!
Oh, good. There's Jethro. He's the educated member of the family.
He is?
Jed!
Out here in the kitchen, boy.
On second thoughts, I better check those rights. There may be a second mortgage on Borneo.
Jed, tell that lady to let me take her buzzer to England so we can hunt rabble from the truck.
Well, we'll talk about that later, boy. This here is the Queen's minister.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Reverend.
I'm very pleased to meet you, Jethro.
Jed, we gotta take the buzzard. I already sent the truck over.
You sent the truck to England?
Yes, sir. Put it on one of them great big cargo planes, so it'll be waiting when we get there.
How many times have I told you I don't allow buzzers in here?
You know something? There's a lot of folks that feels that way. Did you ever try hitchhiking from the airport, wearing a suit of armor and toting a buzzard?
Strangely enough, I never have.
Well, no. Everybody slowed down, but nobody stopped.
Well, what's done is done. Jethro, I need your advice on buying some royal real estate.
Royal real estate?
It's a way of helping the Queen. Now, the parson here has given me my choice of Australia, India, or Borneo.
Uh-oh. Be careful, Uncle Jed. This rascal's foxing you.
Jethro, he's a man of the cloth.
Oh, yeah. And he's pulling it over your eyes.
Explain yourself, boy.
He's holding out the best place. Make him sell you Canada.
You're right, Mr. Clampett. He's the educated member of the family.
Graduated in 6th grade.
Well, I must confess I was holding out Canada till the last.
Well, I can't fault you for that, parson. You was just looking out for the Queen. Good trader always keeps the best horse in the barn.
Well, I'm glad you understand. Very well, sir. Canada it is.
Make him put in writing, Uncle Jed. And see to it that he gives you the title to Canada. You'll need that when you go to subdivide.
Well, I don't aim to do that.
No, but the boy's right. Everything must be perfectly honest and legal. Now, if you have a pen, I will transfer title right above the Queen's signature.
Good. Then I'll pay the tax on it and give it back to her. I'll call Mr. Drysdale and have him make out the check.
No. That won't be necessary. I trust you. You trust me. Just let me have whatever cash you have as good faith money.
Well, I don't know how much I got here, but...
That'll do perfectly. Thank you, and there's the title.
Mr. Clampett, Jethro told me about shipping the truck to England, but don't worry, I'll have it back on the next plane.
Oh, no need to do that. We's going over ourselves quick as Miss Jane gets us a ticket.
Oh, but there's no need to go now. Didn't the Queen's minister come to see you?
Sure did. Dandy fella. Nice man to do business with, too.
Business?
Sold me Canada for $80 million and a handful of cash.
You bought Canada, Jed?
His Jethro deserves the credit. Hadn't been for him, I might have wound up with Borneo. Mr. Drysdale, why don't you and Mr. Doggy. All it takes to catch him up on his sleep is little good news.
Now listen, Daisy. You's coming to England with us to hunt them skinny old oafs and serfs. Trouble is, Granny says I can't take you. So got to hide you in this here bag. See? There's plenty of room, and lots of air, too.
Jethro! The taxi cab is here to take us to the airport.
We's coming. I'm coming. Okay, Daisy, now hop in and keep your big mouth shut.
I blame you for the whole mess, Miss Hathaway. And believe me, this trip to England is coming out of your salary.
Then I'm stopping right here.
No, keep going. We miss that plane, the Clampetts will get to London without us.
Then let's hear no more talk blaming me. You're the one who hired that cheap British actor to impersonate the Queen's minister. He's the one who sold them Canada.
Okay. The important thing is to keep them from going to Buckingham Palace and giving that phony deed to the Queen.
Now, Chief, look on the bright side.
What bright side? Well, they even had that miserable truck flown to London.
I still say there's a bright side.
What is it?
When I think of one, you'll be the first to hear it.
Where's Jethro?
Oh, he's coming, Granny.
Why ain't he with us?
Well, he's just upset because you wouldn't let him bring along Ellie's turkey buzzards to hunt oafs.
Well, I aim to do some sleeping betwixt here in England. And at my age, I ain't stretching out and closing my eyes in the same room with no buzzards.
Now be real quiet, Daisy. And as quick as we get to England, we'll go to hunt oafs.
Would you like me to take that for you?
Oh, no. She's fine. It's fine. I'll tell you what you can do. You can let us know when we fly over Canada.
I'd be happy to.
It belongs to us, you know. We bought it yesterday.
Bought Canada.
Hey, Uncle Jed, this little old gal don't believe that we own Canada. Show her the deed.
Jethro, will you stop yapping about us owning Canada? It's only ours till we give the deed back to the Queen.
We made it.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane.
I'll sit here with Jethro. You keep Ellie company.
Right, Chief.
Excuse me. If you look out the window, you can see Winnipeg.
Winnipeg?
We're over Manitoba now, and pretty soon we're going to be flying over Ontario.
I don't care nothing about that. Just tell me when we get to Canada.
You know, Jethro, I'm sure glad I'm sitting beside the educated member of the family. You make a great brain surgeon.
Get hungry. I got some chitlins in my pocket.
No, thanks.
I was talking to my friend in the bag there.
You have a friend?
Shh. I smuggled her on board.
Who is she?
Give you 3 guesses.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Guess again. Give me a hint. Well, she's got a long nose, beady eyes, scaly legs, and 3 toes on each foot.
Miss, could I have a tranquilizer?
Oh, of course. Your first flight?
My last. Beady eyes, scaly legs, 3 toes in each foot.
And her first name's Daisy.
Oh, she's sitting back there with Mr. Clampett. Okay, I give up. Open the bag.
Oh, no, not here. Uncle Jed will give me the dickens. But you can open it up in the washroom.
You know, I'm just curious enough to do that.
Don't scare her.
I won't.
I'm sure glad you're going to England with us, Miss Jane.
Yeah, And quick as we give the deed to Canada back to the Queen, you can help us fight the War of the Roses.
Now, Granny.
Excuse me, but I think the War of the Roses has already been fought.
No, it was supposed to be fought last year. But Sir Chicken here tucked his tail twixt his legs and run.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. I ain't traveling 6,000 miles to scrap with the folks in the next castle.
That's the War of the Roses?
Yes, ma'am. Jethro started it.
No, they started it when they sicked their dogs on Jethro when he run the dragon through their roses.
Ready? That'll do.
Good grief.
You and your three-toed redhead.
I told you she wasn't Elizabeth Taylor.
You didn't tell me it was a pleasure.
You let the cat out of the bag.
Wish it had been a cat. I almost got flapped to death.
Daisy, you have not a... Hey, where is she?
In the washroom. And if you want her back in that bag, you put her there.
Gee, what happened?
Oh, nothing. Sit down.
Anything you need?
Yeah, I need to have my head examined.
There's a feather in your hair. Don't tell me how it got there.
Granny, he done something stupid, and he don't want to talk about it.
Thanks, Jethro.
Did you find out what happened to Mr. Drysdale?
I think I got it figured out what happened to him, Jed. When he went up front there, he stuck his head out the window, and a bird hit him.
We's flying pretty hard for birds.
What about geese?
Ain't often you get a goose this high either.
Well, he got one, scratched his scalp. That could be dangerous so close to the brain. He could come down with goose fever.
You gonna treat him?
He didn't want me to. He's ashamed of what he'd done, I guess.
Well, sticking your head out of the window of an airplane going 600 miles an hour ain't exactly the smartest thing in the world.
Wait a minute. Where you going?
To powder my nose.
No, don't go in there.
Why not?
Oh, did the tranquilizer help any, sir?
Oh, yes, I feel fine now, thanks.
Oh, good, you're welcome.
You're in trouble now.
What do you mean?
Another victim just went into the buzzard roost.
Granny, why do you suppose the chief is acting so strangely?
I hate to tell you, Miss Jane, but it's goose fever.
Goose fever?
He stuck his head out the window up there and got hit by a high-flying goose.
It's impossible.
It is, huh? Look yonder. Another one's done it. He'll be having a seizure any minute. The goose scratches is right next to his brain.
What happened to you, sir?
There's a big bird in there.
A bird?
Yeah, it clawed me, and it flapped me.
See? There he goes.
I think you're mistaken, sir, but I'll check it out.
Don't go in there. They'll get flapped silly with those big wings.
All right, sir. I tell you what, why don't you return to your seat and I'll get somebody to investigate it.
You think this'll cure his goose fever, Granny?
No, but it'll quieten him down so he won't go flying around the cabin. Here you are. Take this. It'll make you feel better.
Oh, thanks. I can use a drink of water.
What was that?
Smoky Mountain Soothing Syrup.
Who were you?
I'm Mother Goose. Now you just tuck your head under your wing and rest.
Okay, she's back in the bag, but she ain't too happy, though. You scared her.
I scared her.
enjoyed your flight. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed your flight. And did you enjoy your flight, sir?
Yeah, the plane ride was nice, too.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Bye for sure. Bye. What are you doing?
Miss Jane said they won't let me take my buzzard through customs. So I'm going to turn her loose here, and she'll meet us in front of the airport.
She'll meet us?
Heck yeah. I got her trained to fly around and land on the truck. Come on, Daisy.
Listen, Jethro, wait. Why don't you go ahead and get the truck, and I'll smuggle Daisy through customs.
Okay, swell. I'll meet everybody in front of the airport.
Chief, you'll never get that buzzard through customs. They'll quarantine it.
Exactly. I've had enough of this bird for one trip.
Do you mean someone actually tried to get this repulsive bird through customs?
Yes, sir. His name's Drysdale. He's in your office right now with some other rather odd Americans.
That's why I stopped you on the plane. I got locked in the washroom with that thing, and it flopped me up one wall and down the other.
Mr. Drysdale's having another seizure. Poor man. I gotta help him.
Mr. Drysdale, please.
That's me.
Don't you know that birds have to be quarantined in a cage for 6 months before they can enter this country?
Wait a minute. He ain't no bird. He only thinks he is.
Granny, I beg your pardon.
He's got goose fever.
Granny, please.
I'm gonna help you, Mr. Drysdale.
Madam, I was referring to the repulsive creature he brought off the plane.
Shame on you. That's his secretary.
Anything I can do, Granny?
Yes, you can learn this goomer some manners. He wants to put Mr. Drysdale in a cage. And you should have heard what he called Miss Jane.
Granny, please let me handle this.
Well, that's fine, Mr. Drysdale, but we better be moving along. Wouldn't want to bother the Queen at supper time.
You are going to see the Queen?
Well, we ain't going to have supper with her. Just want to give her back the deed to Canada.
And then we gotta get to our castle and commence fighting the War of the Roses.
Now, Granny.
Did you say the War of the Roses?
Have you heard of it?
But of course. Every schoolboy has heard of the War of the Roses.
You see that, Jed? It's all over England that we run out on the feud. They've even got it in school books.
Granny, please let me handle this.
You go and lie down. You're burning up with fever, you silly goose.
I say, what kind of a vehicle is this, then? Oh, this here's a royal truck and buzzard launcher. I'm waiting for the royal family. Royal family? Yeah. The Earl of Clampett and his kin. Oh, there's a couple of commoners with him, though. Mr. Drysdale and Miss Jane.
Mr. Drysdale? Well, that's the American gentleman I'm here to chauffeur.
Oh.
Stop honking that thing, Jethro. Mr. Drysdale will be honking back.
Where is he? He's got something of mine.
He's trying to explain goose fever to the inspector.
Well, let's head for the palace.
Well, what about Mr. Drysdale?
He ordered his own car here.
Why would he do that?
I'll tell you why. With every schoolboy in London talking about the War of the Roses, he's ashamed to be seen with us.
Tell Mr. Drysdale we'll be waiting in front of Buckingham Palace.
Sure am glad we brought the truck to London. It's dandy for sightseeing.
Yeah, and we're the sight everybody is seeing. Don't you see how folks are staring and pointing at us? They know we run out on the feud.
Now, Granny.
She's right, Uncle Jed. Ain't no other reason they'd be laughing at us.
Pay no attention to her. Just drive on to the palace. We got business with the Queen.
Mr. Drysdale? Yes? Now, this is your car, sir. Oh, where are the hillbillies? If you're referring to the Earl of Clampett and his family, sir, they went off in the royal truck.
They've gone?
Yes, they said they wait for you in front of Buckingham Palace.
Oh, no. Do you think you can beat them there?
Well, considering the car and the driver, sir, I'd say it was a sure thing.
Where are we, Jethro?
We's in what's called Hyde Park.
Good. Pull up to them bushes and let's hide.
Keep going, Jethro. Anybody see a street sign?
I seen one, Paul. Says this here's Rotten Row.
Stop right here, Jethro. This is where we belong, Rotten Row.
Drive on, boy.
Where have you been?
All over London.
Jethro should have told us he didn't know how to get here.
Didn't want you to think I was stupid.
Oh, no chance of that. Well, let's go in, give the deed to Canada back to the Queen.
Now, wait. First, I'll have to arrange an audience.
Oh, we don't want to do it in front of folks.
I mean, the Queen won't see you without an appointment.
I noticed. She's heard of the War of the Roses, too.
How soon you reckon she'll see us?
Not till we've cleared our name.
Let Mr. Drysdale talk.
Well, it may take several days. Meantime, why don't we all go to the hotel and have a good night's rest? Follow us, Jethro. Miss Hathaway and I will go in and make arrangements.
You want us to come along?
No. Wait here. We might have to try another hotel.
Hear that, Jed? We might not be able to get in.
Reckon they heard about the feud, too.
Yeah. It ain't got nothing to do with it.
It ain't, huh? Oh, soldier, come here.
Yes, madam.
Have you heard about the War of the Roses?
Oh, indeed, madam.
See?
How much you know about it? Well, it's probably the most famous feud in the history of England. It involved two families, two royal houses.
You know how it started?
Well, there's some debate as to which house first let loose the dogs of war. Excuse me.
I can tell him which house let loose the dogs. It was me that was let loose on.
Are you satisfied, Jed?
Well, Granny, it's only natural that a soldier might have heard, but I can't believe everybody has. Wait, will you tell me something? Does everybody in the hotel know about the War of the Roses?
Oh, definitely, sir.
That doesn't. It's bad enough to be laughed at on the street, but I don't aim to move in here and live with it.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Let's go on out to the castle.
Yeah, Paul.
Come on, Jed.
Well, all right. Tell Mr. Drysdale the Clampetts has gone to their castle.
He means chicken house.
Thank you for alerting us, Mr. Drysdale. Yes, I'll have them phone you, sir. Good day. Tetley?
Yes, Mr. Farish.
The Clampetts are driving out from London. Assemble the staff in the courtyard. We must give them a royal welcome.
At once, Mr. Farish.
Now, just a word of caution. Let us not mention the presence of the Clampett family to our friends in the next castle. Colonel Dumbarton has not forgotten the Black Knight, Master Jethro, riding through his prize roses.
Excuse me, Mr. Faversham, sir. A group of gypsies is approaching the castle.
Really?
Yes, and they're driving a most disreputable-looking vehicle. These vagabonds are going to spoil the arrival of the Clampetts.
Mr. Tetley, those vagabonds are the Clampetts. Tetley, steady. Steady.
They seem very fond of you, sir. They're calling your name.
No, they usually call me Major or Mr. Domo. They think Faversham is a greeting.
Faversham, Mr. Domo.
Faversham, sir. And welcome to all of you from all of us. Oh, Mr. Travis, Mr. Drysdale would like you to ring him at the hotel as soon as possible.
I'll do that right away. Yes. Jethro, you tote in the bag.
Hey, I'm a knight. We got lots of churls for such things.
And they'll take care of that. Mr. Tetley, everybody.
Mr. Domo, I want to have a word with you. Mr. Domo,
Madam?
I want to ask you something about them folks in the next castle.
Oh, yes, madam. Colonel Dumbarton.
He's a colonel.
Retired. Of Her Majesty's Indian Service.
He's an Indian fighter?
That's all in the past, madam. Though I must say, he likes to run his castle in a military manner.
I'm afraid we's in for trouble.
Oh, you've nothing to fear from the colonel, madam. Confidentially, the old gentleman is usually in his cups.
Gentlemen, the Queen. The Queen. Prepare to fire the sunset gun.
Jethro, Ellie Mae. Well, young'uns, I'm afraid we've got our feuding cut out for us. The old fella in the next castle is an Indian fighter. One cups at it.
Let's go over and jump him right now.
No, Jethro. Let him make the first move.
What was that?
Sounded like a cannon.
He's fired the first shot. The War of the Roses is on!
Granny, I've been looking all over for you. You know, now that the War of the Roses is over, I think we ought to go to the next castle and pay a social call on Colonel Dumbarton.
This ain't the time, Jed. I got the man under medical treatment.
What's wrong with him?
He's caught fast in the clutches of demon rum. But with my help, he's quitting cold turkey.
You think he can do that?
Of course he can. I sent him over a jar of Dr. Daisy's cold turkey tonic.
Well, that's a new one on me.
Oh, it's a harmless vegetable compound. As long as he don't drop it or light a match close to it.
To you, Dr. Daisy.
Uncle, are you right?
Never felt better. Feel a different man since I gave up drinking.
You quit drinking?
Yes, thanks to Dr. Daisy's cold turkey tonic.
And what's in that tonic?
A vegetable compound. Daisy says it's mostly corn.
How often do you take it?
Oh, as required. Wonderful stuff. You know, whenever I get that addictive craving for another drink, one dose of that and the craving vanishes.
How?
What you doing in your damsel in distress outfit?
I've been up in that stupid tower hollering, help, save me, like Jethro said.
Didn't no knight ride up to rescue you or troth you?
Heck no. I don't think they know a damsel in distress when they see one.
Well, here's one. I got this whole castle to clean. Now take this and get at it. And where's Jethro?
Oh, he's out front setting up his telescope.
Telescope? What's he fixing to look at?
Well, a castle next door, I reckon. Change into my old clothes, Granny.
Good girl.
Uncle Jed, Granny, where are you? You gotta come outside and look through my telescope. You gotta see what I seen over at the next castle.
Oh, just.
Uncle, now why don't you come riding with me?
No, not while I'm under treatment.
Oh, very well. I'll see you both later.
Uncle, are you sure about the stuff?
Try it, my boy. In that glass, there's all the proof a man could want. Sounds as though you need it, huh?
What is it, boy? Uncle Jed, I'm in love.
Well, doggy.
Who is she, Jethro?
Mr. Domo says she's Colonel Dumbarton's niece. Just visited. Take a look.
Oh, you're spying on them folks.
Colonel Dumbarton's got a telescope over to his castle. He looks at us. Boy, are we getting the best end of this bargain.
Oh, it's fair and love war, Jed. We've done had the war.
Now he's got the love. Uncle Jed, she's the one I've been looking for all my life. Don't left Granny speechless. Ain't never seen one like her, have you?
No, boy. She's one of a kind. Take a look, Jed.
You ain't gonna believe it.
something in my eye.
Ain't gonna go away, Jed.
Hard to beat her, huh, Uncle Jed?
If I was you, I wouldn't try. Wouldn't let her look.
No, a sight like that sort of stays with you, Jed.
What do you think of that picture?
I was just going to ask you about that. A lot of it, ain't there?
She's all woman, Uncle Jed. Well, so long.
Where you going?
Where would you be going if you was in my place?
An eye doctor.
Hey, boy, let me give you some advice. Don't get fresh with that girl.
You can come out now. I said you can come out now.
Who, me?
Yes. You're one of the Americans.
Yeah. How could you tell?
Oh, I've got second sight. Now, let me see. Your name is Jethro.
Well, it used to be, and now it's Sir Jethro. You see, the...
Oh, don't tell me. You'll break the spell. I see it all. A castle. A queen. Queen Elizabeth I. She dubbed you Sir Jethro.
You has got second sight. Can you tell why I come here?
Well, you're my Black Knight. You came here to ask me to marry you.
Doggone. You done it again. Will you?
Marry you? Why, certainly, your Grace.
Boy, wait till Uncle Jed and Granny hear about this.
Where you going, Granny?
Dr. Granny, this is a professional house call.
Where to?
The next castle. I'm taking the Colonel another jar of my cold turkey tonic.
I thought he'd quit drinking.
He did. But that niece of his would drive anybody back to the bottle. Now, I refilled your prescription.
Oh, bless you, Dr. Daisy.
It's nice to see you so relaxed, Colonel. Has anybody else noticed the change? Your niece, for instance?
You've seen her, have you? Beautiful girl. Ravishing.
I think you need glasses.
No. I'll drink straight from the jar.
Don't go away, lassie. I'm coming a-courting, singing and dancing my way into your heart.
Enchanting creature. Make some lucky fellow a great wife. What a mother she'd make.
Mr. Domo, have you seen Jed?
Mr. Clampett? Yes, madam. He's in the main hall. Is something wrong?
Yeah. Tell me, have you ever seen Colonel Dumbarton's niece?
Many times, ma'am.
This won't go no further. But tell me, what do you really think of her?
Well, since you ask, madam, I think Miss McGregor is one of the most beautiful young ladies I have ever seen.
You don't get to town much, do you? Jed, Mr. Domo must have got himself a lick on the head. He thinks the Colonel's niece is beautiful, too.
He does? Reckon something wrong with that telescope?
Can't be. I seen her up close. You wouldn't believe it.
Is she really that, ugly?
Not only that ugly, she's a drunk.
A drunk?
Carries it around in a big leather bag. It's got 4 straws to it. She was reeling around the yard, sucking on the hind one, moaning and squealing.
Squealing?
Oh, like a stuck pig. It was revolting.
Where was the Colonel?
Sitting there sober as a judge, pretending not to notice.
And her moaning and squealing? He ought to took steps.
Now, don't badmouth him, Jed. He's the most loyal family man you ever heard of. She was lurching around, swishing her skirts and showing her big hairy legs, and him sitting there telling me what a wonderful mother she'd make.
Granny, maybe we ain't got a problem. If Jethro's seen her like that, you know what he's going to say.
Yeah, Granny, I'm getting married. You're going to be the best man, and Granny, you're going to be the flower girl.
What did he say?
I can't repeat it, Jed.
Have you seen her, boy?
Seen her? I'm going to be a father.
A father?
Yeah, she said she wants to have 12 children.
Oh.
We'll name the first girl after you, Granny.
Oh, you don't know how that makes me feel, boy.
It'll look just like her. You can bounce her on your knee. It's got her going, Uncle Jed. Granny, you ain't losing a grandson. You're just gaining a...
Don't say it, boy.
When is this all going to take place?
She can't wait, Uncle Jed. We're getting married tomorrow in Westminster Abbey.
Oh.
Never seen Granny so happy. I gotta go tell Ellie.
Have you told her uncle?
She's gonna tell him. He's gonna give her away.
He's got her priced right.
But, Uncle, Westminster Abbey, the Queen, 12 children. I was joking. He was joking.
So Jethro never jokes. I better get over there.
I'll explain it to him when he drops in.
The last time he dropped in was from 50 feet up by catapult.
Uncle, are you all right?
Of course. They're the ones I'm worried about. Breaking it to them won't be easy. Why, at this very moment, they're probably over there singing, dancing, and rejoicing.
I think of that poor, sweet, innocent boy, Jethro. It's all my fault, Jed. I didn't beat him enough.
Granny.
I always wanted his bride to wear my old wedding dress. But on that beast, it'll look like a lampshade.
Granny.
Jed, you ain't seen her feet. This girl is a great, big, hairy, drunken brute.
Granny, if she was a drunken brute, Jethro would have said something.
Jed, with this kind, you don't kiss and tell.
What's that?
It's her! How's that for a drunken brute?
I don't think she's drinking. I think she's playing.
That's the second bag this morning. When you drink like that, you ain't playing.
She seems to be fingering the thing.
She's priming the pump. She can't suck it up fast enough.
What's all that noise?
Jed, some stuff makes you whoop, some make you holler. That's squealing whiskey. Done emptied the bag.
Wait a minute.
Every lassie has his lassie. Nay, nay, say, hey, I.
I wonder how folks over here handle these things. I wish Mr. Drysdale and Miss Jane was here.
It ain't them two that she needs. It's Barnum and Bailey.
Oh, Granny! You dodging Jethro's girl?
Have you seen her?
Yeah.
Then you just answered your own question.
I don't think there's going to be no wedding, Ellie. I'm going to talk to her uncle.
Well, he's over here to see you.
Yes?
Let me break it to him, Jed. He's my patient, and the shock could start him drinking again.
I feel frightfully embarrassed. You do see the girl's position.
Well, now, let me get this straight. The wedding is off?
Yes, and I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, don't give it another thought. Mighty nice of you to...
Now, wait a minute. Is he saying the wedding is off?
That's what he said.
What he meant was his niece don't want to marry my grandson.
That's right.
You keep out of this.
I'm afraid the girl's a terrible tease.
A tease. She's a heartbreaker of him. I seen her dancing outside the boy's window, flaunting her charms.
You'll have to excuse Granny, Colonel. I'll explain to her you later. She's a little upset.
You'll be upset, too, if you was to lose 12 dear little grandchildren with the shake of a hussey's beautiful head.
So sorry.
And you're gonna be sorry. I'm cutting off your tonic.
No. Not that, Daisy.
Dr. Daisy to you. No wedding, no tonic.
I'll go and have another word with the girl.
No, don't do that.
You keep out of this.
We need in the car again, sir? No, we're moving into the castle here where we can keep an eye on the Clamptons.
I can't say I blame you, sir.
Well, we sure are glad to see you.
Something wrong?
No, you're just in time for the wedding.
Granny, there ain't gonna be no wedding.
And you're just in time for the funeral.
Funeral?
What's happened?
Well, Granny just got her back up. It seems that the Colonel's niece was gonna marry Jethro, but she changed her mind.
No, she ain't. Not that sweet, dear little child. Wait till you see her. She's... There she is!
That's her?
Sweet little child.
Home wrecker, you shameless flirt!
Granny, stop it!
Becky, you drunken Jezebel!
Granny, that's enough!
Granny, that's not a girl.
You're right. She's a monster. And if the word gets around that she's jilted poor Jethro, there won't nobody have him.
But that's a boy.
Who ever heard of a boy wearing skirts?
But the skirt of all...
She drinks rye.
Granny, that's not a skirt, it's a kilt. The boy is from Scotland, that's how they dress.
Let me think about that for a minute. Don't she look more like a boy than a girl?
She looks more like an ape than either one of them.
Excuse me, Granny. May I see you, Miss Hathaway?
You and your big mouth. We could have sued her for breach of promise.
She's a boy.
Well, that's fraud. We could have collected twice. Yes. Go unpack, spoil sport.
I wonder why the Colonel didn't tell us his niece was a nephew.
He didn't want to make Jethro look stupid. I knowed all along she was a boy.
You did?
Didn't want to make you look stupid.
Well, I guess it's all settled.
No, it ain't.
What you mean?
Somebody's got to break the news to poor Jethro.
Yeah, I should have had a talk with that boy a long time ago.
Jed, break it to him gently.
She's a what?
She's a boy, Jethro. There's ways of telling.
Well, I know there is.
Didn't you see how she was built?
Well, sure, didn't you?
I should have had that talk with you a long time ago.
You sure had on it.
Now, this ain't no time for joking. I'm telling you, that girl is a boy. Now, don't give me no argument.
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. She's a boy, all right.
Believe me now?
Oh, I do. I do.
What are you looking at me that way for? Where are you going?
Granny, I'm telling you, Uncle Jed's done lost his mind. He thinks she's a boy.
Jethro, she is a boy. It's your mind that's lost.
My mind? Oh, did you see her?
I hid from her.
I get it. You're always gaslighting me. You're trying to make me think that I'm crazy. You're after my title. I know that. You all's trying to have me committed. I'm telling the Queen on you. I'm telling her. I'm gonna tell her.
Can you save him, Granny?
I can, but it'll take a head transplant.
Well, where you gonna get another head?
Tower of London. They's rolling in them.
Sir Jethro? Oh, excuse me. Have you seen Sir Jethro?
Who are you?
Well, I'm Colonel Dumbarton's niece.
His niece?
Well, you sure have changed.
If Rye'll do that for you, I'm gonna run me off a batch.
Excuse me, I don't understand.
Well, a minute ago, you were a great, big, hairy goomer lurching and squealing through the garden.
Oh, you saw my brother.
Your brother?
What was that you called him?
Harry Goomer.
A hairy goomer. The handsomest man in Tennessee.
Granny. Well, who was this?
The Colonel's niece. The one with the handsome brother in the garden.
Doggy. Boy, it sure is a relief to... it sure is a pleasure to meet you.
Wait a minute. She's the one that jilted poor Jethro.
Oh, I only did it to save him.
Save him?
Yes, well, I'm only a commoner, and he's royalty. Well, if he'd married me, the Queen would have cut off his head.
Oh, poor darling. Jed, she saved the boy's life.
Granny, I think this calls for a celebration.
Let's give it a try, Jed.
I'm game.
Let's show him.
It'll be a mite breezy. I wonder how you know that tune.
It's the tonic, Jed.
Filmway's presentation.
Viacom.
The comedies.
You look a whole heap better as a scarecrow than you did as a naked statue.
Pretty fancy scarecrow, Granny, even for a royal garden.
Garden. Ain't nothing to eat. Turn a bunch of hogs in here and they'd starve to death.
Granny, I think there's one of them gardens just supposed to look pretty.
What's prettier? A bed of roses or a patch of black-eyed peas?
Okra, whole beans, turnip greens. You know, we ought to send the Queen a mess.
With some fatback and a little something to wash it down with.
Mr. Drysdale's been inquiring for you. He's rather upset.
Ah, he's whining again because we won't go home. He's crazy, kid.
Well, Granny, we have been over here quite a spell, and he'd like to get back to Miss Drysdale.
I told you he was crazy. All right, tell him we'll go home.
Mighty thoughty of you, Granny.
I'm awfully sorry to hear this. May I ask when?
When I raise the Queen a mess of greens.
Thank you, madam. I'll tell him.
But that would take months. We've got to get back. Those idiots in my bank are ruining me.
He's worried about his image. Since he left, there hasn't been a single foreclosure.
That's right. When the head cashier's getting married, he'll be stealing me blind. Stealing? He'll have to. Two people couldn't live on what I pay him.
Can't you leave the Clampets with us, sir?
Leave 80 million? Who said the British don't have a sense of humor?
Mr. Drysdale's feelings for the Clampets are somewhat biblical in nature. Whither they goeth, he goeth. Whither they stayeth, he stayeth.
Very touching, madam. But we've so enjoyed the Clampets. There's so much they haven't seen. Well, they haven't even seen our ghost.
Ghost, schmosh.
Ghost? Oh, yes, sir. Like all English castles, we have one in residence.
Well, that changes everything. The Clampets would never forgive me if I deprived them of the chance of seeing their own ghost. Would they, Miss Hathaway?
Especially Granny.
She's fond of ghosts? Well, let us say they really send her.
Now, tell us all about it.
Well, sir, the story of Lady Clementine Clampett is quite a sad.
Oh, great. Stabbed by a jealous suitor?
No, sir.
Poisoned by a wicked stepmother?
No, sir.
Tortured on a rack in the dungeon?
No, sir. Kicked by a horse in the stable.
Not a nothing ghost.
I think she sounds absolutely marvelous. What does she do, Mr. Faversham?
I understand she wanders about the castle weeping.
What is she weeping about?
If you had been kicked by a horse, wouldn't you weep?
Very good, madam.
What do you mean you ain't got none? The best fertilizer you can use. All right, send me over a wagon load of whatever you got.
Ah, here you are.
I know, so you want to go home.
Oh, no. Wild horses couldn't drag me away.
Just remembered what his wife looks like.
I don't want to miss the big event. Lady Clementine Clampett arrives tonight.
Why didn't you tell me you had kinfolks coming? I better go start the company victuals.
Oh, wait, Granny. Lady Clementine hasn't eaten in 400 years. 400 years?
She'll be hungrier than Jethro.
No, Granny, you see, she's a ghost.
Well, doggies, how about that, Granny?
Yeah. How about that?
Mr. Faversham just told me. 400 years ago, this very day, Lady Clementine was married here. But on her wedding night, her bridegroom, Sir Roger, was murdered.
Murdered?
Stabbed to death in the very bed you're sleeping in. And in her grief, Lady Clementine flung herself from a battlement into the rose garden below. What a mess.
Now she comes back looking for who killed her husband.
Weeping and wailing, moaning her bloody threats. Oh, if she ever finds that murderer.
Who done it?
Grandmother.
Grandmother?
Well, what kind of a grandmother was she?
Well, according to Mr. Faversham, she was just about your size, Granny.
You know, Jed, I've been awful selfish.
Selfish?
Keeping this poor man from his beautiful wife. Let's go pack.
Now, wait, Granny, you ain't leaving just on account of this ghost.
Oh, of course not. I'd just love to stay and get my head bashed in by one of your bloodthirsty relatives.
Oh, now, wait. Granny, wait a minute.
California, here we come. Right back where we started from. Where about?
What are you all dancing about?
Oh, bad news. It always affects me this way. We're going home.
We can't go home. I'm still paying court to yon fair maid over to the next castle.
Court's adjourned. The ghost of Clampett Castle walks tonight, and Granny is terrified.
A ghost, is that all? Hey, I'll fix that.
Jethro, wait. What are you going to do?
Talk Granny out of it. I read up on these here castle ghosts, and all you got to do is hold a sea ants and exercise the rascals.
Jethro, listen.
Now, don't worry. We ain't going to have to go home. I'll flush them out.
But Jethro, you're not a medium.
I know. I'm large.
What a family! A murdering grandmother. Bloodthirsty ghost. Ah, it wasn't me, Clementine. It wasn't me.
Granny, it's me, Jethro.
Don't scare me.
Relax, Granny, relax. I'm just going to exercise the ghost.
When there's a ghost around here, I'm the one that gets the exercise.
Granny, where do you want her?
Not in the back, Clementine.
What's the jig, Granny?
Hey, you're just like your grandmother, sneaking up on folks when their backs is turned.
Oh, Granny.
Don't deny it, Jed. It was right in this very bed that she stabbed an innocent man sleeping 27 times and cut his throat like it was a hog killing.
Sure enough.
Granny, that ain't what Mr. Drysdale said.
Of course he didn't. He wanted to spare you the shame. You think that Lady Clementine jumped from the battlement? She was shoved.
Who shoved her?
His switchblade grandmother. Who else?
Granny, it ain't the grandmother that's supposed to come back. It's Lady Clementine.
She'll be looking for a grandmother. And after 400 years, her eyes ain't gonna be so good.
Granny, I can stop her from coming.
Just don't try to stop me from leaving.
Doggone it. First they laughed at us for running out on the War of the Roses, and now they's gonna laugh at us for running out on a 400-year-old woman.
Who's gonna laugh?
Your friend the Queen, that's who.
Well, she ain't got no ghost after her.
She ain't? Every night, Ann Boleyn is rolling her head up and down the halls. The whole palace sounds like a bowling alley. And she ain't gonna laugh, especially when you got me, Sir Jethro, to protect you. She'd drop me herself.
Well, maybe she won't hear about it.
Are you kidding? This ghost will tell Ann Boleyn. The first thing you know, it'll be all over the palace.
How do you exercise a ghost?
Well, first you hold what you call a seance. It gets around the table at night, and then you raps on the table for the ghost.
Shh. Not so loud.
Fine. 6 on the 6:45 flight. Good. Thank you very much. Well, Chief, we're all set.
But are the Clampetts all set?
We's all set, Mr. Drysdale.
We're leaving?
No, we're staying. Jethro said he's going to hold a seance to get rid of the ghost for Granny.
Oh, but Mr. Clampett, really?
You don't think you can get in touch with the ghost?
Oh, but Jethro's right at home in the Twilight Zone. I guarantee you he'll contact the ghost. Right, Lady Miss Hathaway?
Well, you ain't scared of ghosts, Miss Jane.
Oh, no, just certain flesh and blood types.
Good. Well, I'll see you at the seance.
You can bet on that. Oh, and Mr. Clampett, why don't you let all the servants have the night off? You know ghosts, they hate crowds. It might help Jethro.
Well, that's mighty thoughtful of you, Mr. Drysdale. Did you hear that?
Now, hear this. I will have no part of this dastardly scheme to frighten Granny. I will not be the ghost.
You'll be this ghost, or you'll be a real ghost. It's a long drop from that battlement.
You wasn't.
Never mind the flattery. You have some shopping to do in town, Lady Clementine.
All set, boy? Well, yes, sir, Uncle Jet. As soon as Granny finishes primping.
Well, Jethro, you're wearing my damsel in distress hat.
It's my wizard hat now. Old Merlin used to wear one like this when he was conjuring.
What you wearing, Granny?
This. Ain't no ghost mistaken me for no 400-year-old grandmother.
Granny, you're wearing my mini outfit.
If you had rompers, I'd have worn them.
Oh, Granny. Hey, where's Mr. Drysdale and Miss Jane?
Mr. Drysdale says this ought to be strictly family. They's going to bed.
They's gone under the bed.
Granny's hiding out in the miniskirt. I'll scare her right out of it.
Chief, it is not going to work.
It can't miss. I've got a mic and speaker hidden in there. We can hear everything they say. And when I press this button, they can hear everything the ghosts have to say.
I am not uttering one word into that microphone.
You don't have to. I've got a better angle. Now go get ready.
Can I talk to the ghost, Pa?
I wouldn't count on it, Ellie.
You ready, Granny?
Of course I'm ready. Hold it!
What's the matter?
You didn't count.
Boy, what a wizard has got to put up with. 1, 2, 3, go.
You didn't say may I.
Hey, let the boy get on with it.
This is spooky. What do you do now?
First, I got to let him know I'm here. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Look out, ghost. Here I come.
Jethro, you're going to conjure up a John.
Ellie, go on, boy.
Now I got to turn on my giant brain and put in my long-distance call. Calling Lady Clementine. Calling Lady Clementine. Hello. It's a man.
You booby, you got the wrong number. Hang up.
To whom do you wish to speak?
Is Lady Clementine there?
No, she's on her way to the Clampett Castle. Is there a message?
Yeah. Would you mind telling her that she's dead?
Dead? I'm the one who's dead.
Who are you?
I'm her husband, Sir Roger.
Jed, he stirred up a whole nest of them.
And who might you be?
Me? Oh, I'm just a friend of the family.
You yellow belly.
And the lady I hear, who is she?
That's Granny. That's Granny.
Oh, the grandmother.
You blabbermouth, I'm gonna kill you.
And she will. Struck me down in my prime 27 times on my wedding night.
But I ain't the one.
My wife will decide that. She'll be there any moment. Hurry up, it's halfway.
I'm telling you, I ain't the one.
Do you still carry that knife?
I got something better than a knife, Buster.
Granny, mister, I wouldn't say no more. My wife will do my talking.
And this'll do mine.
Gee, what happened?
Hey.
What exploded?
Granny.
She has a gun?
A cannon.
Does it?
Come in, Sir Roger. Hello. Sir Jethro D. Bodine calling Sir Roger. Come in, Sir Roger.
Yeah, come on in. I'll give you another helping of rock salt and bacon rind.
How could you make her put that thing down? Lady Clementine will be coming through that door in a second now.
Excuse me, Sir Roger. Ladies first.
Hey, you can't shoot Lady Clementine. She's kinfolk.
I'll head her off. Lady Clementine! Hey, Lady Clementine!
Granny, give me the gun.
That's perfect. Here, help me into this thing, chicken.
Granny has a gun.
Mr. Clampett has the gun.
Where are you going?
I'm off to see the wizard.
Hey, Lady Clementine! Lady Clementine! Sir Jethro D. Bodine calling. I got a surprise for you. Your husband's been murdered again.
When you hear a scream, don't be alarmed. It'll be Jethro.
But, Chief, you...
Shh. Start packing.
Now, Granny, I've gone along with you and Jethro on this ghost business, but this has gone too far. Now, will you please give me the gun?
Look!
It's Lady Clementine.
She's after my baby!
Lady Clementine? Wait. I'm just a friend of the family. I ain't even a good friend.
We're so sorry you have to go, madam.
Got to. The boy's scared to death of ghosts.
But Mr. Drysdale said...
He's worse than Jethro. The same ghost scared them both out of the castle last night.
Scared Mr. Drysdale so he run right through the rose bushes. Tore the seat clean out of his pants.
See? Well, we do hope you'll all come back again very soon.
I'll be back. Going in a new business. Granny's ghost eradicator. Relatives a specialty.
Hey, you and that gun of yours is the main reason we's leaving.
I ain't got no 6th grade education, but I speak the language a ghost understands.
Come on, Granny.
Lady Clementine ain't gonna get you.
Down here, everybody.
Aversion. There's something wrong. Folks here in London are still staring and pointing at us.
Yeah. And Queen Elizabeth herself said she'd tell him we didn't chicken out on the War of the Roses.
Right, we want it fair and square.
Yes, well, that's why they're pointing at you. It's not the finger of shame, it's the finger of fame. You're celebrities now.
Doggy.
Oh, I didn't get to make Queen Elizabeth like the rest of you.
It was a mighty high honor, Ellie.
Well, still plenty of time before the airplane leaves. Jethro, drive us over to Buckingham Palace.
No. I mean, you can't see the Queen without an appointment.
We'll take our chances.
A fine mess you've got us into now.
It's your idea that I impersonate Queen Elizabeth, not mine.
Jethro, please don't go to Buckingham Palace. drive straight to the airport.
Why, Mr. Drysdale?
Tell her, Miss Hathaway.
What? The chief didn't want to come right out and say it, but the Queen has probably heard about Sir Jethro running from the ghost.
Oh, that's right. And she'll probably take away his knighthood.
Can she do that?
She can drub you. I reckon she can undrub you.
And when she undrubs you, she'll hit you with the sharp edge of the blade.
Jethro, you dumb old black knight coward. You done kept me from meeting the Queen.
Don't get upset, Ellie. We'll have Jethro to wait in the truck whilst the rest of us go in and see Her Majesty.
Mr. Drysdale can't go. He run from the ghost, too.
Oh, you're right, Sir Jethro. Oh, I was a craven coward. And if the Queen sees the rest of you drive up to the palace with me, she'll throw everyone in the dungeon.
Mr. Drysdale, I mean this in the friendliest way. But would you please jump?
Granny, we all come here together, and we're all leaving together. Drive straight to the airport, boy.
Let me sit on the outside, Jed, so I can look after Mr. Drysdale. He's still powerful shook up from that spook.
Yeah, he does seem to be mighty edgy. Can't seem to sit still.
Relax, Lady Clementine. You only have to sit for 6,000 miles.
Very fun.
What's the matter, Mr. Drysdale? You still got briars in your britches from the rose bushes?
You think you got trouble sitting? Think of Lady Clementine.
She's gonna be eating off the mantle from now till next Christmas. Jed, you look like you seen a ghost.
Now, Granny, you know ghosts don't ride no airplane, don't you?
I ain't scared of no ghosts. And I ain't never gonna be scared of no ghosts! Get back! Where's my shotgun? Where's my rifle? Where's my bacon ride? You know, Jed, after all that nice clean air over there in England, it's gonna be awful hard to get used to the smog again.
Well, look on the bright side, Granny. At least here we can see what we're breathing.
Mr. Drysdale, how soon you think Jethro will get here with the truck?
Oh, not long, Ellie. It's on a cargo plane that was due to land right after us.
Oh, good. I want him to drive me around the neighborhood to collect up all my critters.
Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Clampett. Don't you try to carry all those bags.
Oh, that's all right. They ain't heavy.
Nonsense. Give me a hand, Miss Hathaway.
Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home.
I'd have helped you, Mr. Clampett, but I have this thing with my back.
Yes, he doesn't like to use it.
Look at all the mail that come while we was gone. Most of it's for that fellow occupant.
I wish Mr. Occupant would show up someday.
Yeah, we got a whole closet full of mail for him.
Actually, Mr. Clampett.
Looky here, a letter from Cousin Pearl.
Well, we'll be running along, Mr. Clampett. I'm very anxious to get back to my loved ones.
Yeah, I reckon you must have missed your family.
Family?
He's referring to his loved ones in the vault at the bank. Bye.
I'll take your suitcases upstairs.
Don't take mine, Jed. I gotta leave right away for Petticoat Junction. You can reach me at the Shady Rest Hotel in Hooterville. Ellie, call him and tell him the doctor's on the way.
Hold on, Granny.
Oh, yeah. I forgot my medical supplies.
Well, who needs a doctor? What happened?
Cousin Pearl. She sprained her back dancing with Walter McKeegan at the Harvest Home Festival and Waltz Contest. She won't be able to take care of the baby.
What baby? Who had a baby? Wasn't Cousin Pearl, was it?
Well, I should hope not. Her a widow for 10 years.
Well, then whose baby is it?
Betty Jo Elliott's.
Who's Betty Jo Elliott?
Kate Bradley's daughter.
Well, who's Kate Bradley?
She runs the Shady Rest Hotel. She's Joe Carson's niece.
What's all this got to do with Cousin Pearl?
What do you mean?
She sprained her back dancing with Walter McKeegan.
Oh, it serves her right. He's the worst dancer in 4 counties.
This is the most confused I ever been with Jethro out of the house.
Let's see. What am I going to need if I have to take care of a baby? Possum fat to grease him with. Lye soap to wash off the possum fat. Cornstarch to ease the sting of the lye soap. Ellie, did you get me called to Hooterville?
Well, I didn't know who to call.
Kate Bradley.
Well, who's she?
Oh, you tell her, Jed. I'm too busy.
Well, I ain't too clear about it myself.
Oh, Jed, you remember Kate Bradley?
Word on or I don't.
Here, Ellie, fetch my medical bag and start filling it. And then try and get my call to Hooterville.
Yes, Granny.
I got the truck, Uncle Jed. Hey, Granny, how soon do we eat?
Never mind that. You gotta drive me to the Shady Rest Hotel. I'm gonna take care of a baby.
Who had a baby?
Betty Jo Elliott.
Who's Betty Jo Elliott?
Kate Bradley's daughter.
Well, who's she?
Leave it right there, boy.
Granny, talk to the long-distance operator. She's putting a call through to Hooterville.
Praise be.
Hey, listen, Granny. I just found out that it's 8 hours later in England than it is here.
So?
I'm 8 hours behind in my eating.
Oh, don't bother me. I got an emergency long-distance call.
Hey, but Granny, I'm starving. I'm desperate. I can't wait.
Let Ellie cook you something.
I can wait.
This is the doctor speaking.
Ready to try your call to Hooterville?
Good, good.
Drugstore. What's that, Sarah? Hey, Joe, somebody calling all the way from Beverly Hills.
Probably Conrad Hilton wanted to buy the Shady Rest. Let me guess.
Just a minute. Hello? No, man, this ain't the Shady Rest. They ain't got a phone.
Well, how do I get in touch with Kate Bradley?
Well, Kate's out of town, but Uncle Joe's here.
This is Joseph Carson, president and general manager of the Shady Rest Hotel chain, limited and incorporated. This you, Connie?
No, this is Daisy. Dr. Daisy Moses. How's Betty Jo's baby?
Well, I don't know. It's still in the hospital.
Oh, the poor little thing must be awful sick. They've taken her to the hospital. Well, don't give up hope. The world's greatest baby specialist is on the way.
Granny, that's a powerful claim. World's greatest baby specialist.
Well, didn't I take care of Jethro here when he was a baby? And look how he turned out. Well, you can't win them all. Get out of here! You're driving me to Hooterville!
On an empty stomach?
Now on the truck, now get going.
But, Granny, I'm starving.
This is a matter of medical emergency, a case of life or death.
So's this. If I don't eat, I'll die.
You can eat when you get to Hooterville.
Oh, where's Hooterville? How do we get there?
You know how to get there, Jed?
I never heard of the place before today. Maybe you'd best call back and get the directions.
Yeah. Don't you snarl at me.
That was my stomach growling.
You gotta get your mind off of victuals. Now, you want to dial the phone?
Dial it, put mustard on it, and I'll eat it.
Get that truck ready!
Drugstore. Oh, hi, Sarah. Beverly Hills again? Hello?
Tell me quick, how do I get to Hooterville?
Are you driving?
Jethro is. Hang on, I'll fetch him.
What's going on?
It's that woman baby doctor from Beverly Hills.
Somebody's playing a joke on us. It's probably that bunch over at the barber shop.
You think so?
Of course. Beverly Hills. That little woman's as acidified as Newt Kiley's pig.
Sarah said that
she's in on it, too. Here, let me have it. You always were a sucker for a practical joke.
Now listen careful and get the directions to Hooterville.
Howdy. Can I get something to eat there?
Never mind that.
You ought to hear this, Yahoo. I think it is Newt Kiley's pig.
That's for writing, not eating.
This here's Jethro. I'm fixing to ride down them directions.
Yeah, son. Say you're driving? Good. Now listen carefully. First you.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. I got it. We'll be there. Sure do, thank you. Bye.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Couldn't I have a little something to snack on the way, like a ham or a turkey or a side of beef?
Forget your stomach. What's the directions?
Well, first we got to go to the Painted Desert. And he says we got to watch out because it's just been fresh painted. Then we come to Lake Mead and we drive across it. But he says don't use the bridge because it's dangerous. Now we come to the Grand Canyon and we got to be extra careful driving across that rascal because he says that first dip is a lula.
You can't drive across the Grand Canyon.
Okay, and let's eat.
Excuse me, Chief. Would it be possible for me to have a few days off? You see,
Miss Hathaway, you don't have to ask me a question like that. Now then, how long have you been with me?
11 years.
Then you know the answer. It's no.
Very well. I'll tell Mr. Clampett.
Mr. Clampett? What's he got to do with it?
Well, he's the one who asked me if I could get a few days off. You see, Granny's going away, and they needed someone to help out.
Why didn't you say it was for Mr. Clampett?
I took the liberty of checking available personnel, and I found you a most efficient secretary.
Attractive?
Definitely.
That blonde with the great build?
Yes, I'd say he's built beautifully.
He?
And his typing in shorthand.
I get it. Where's Granny leaving? Where's she going?
Well, as I understand it, she's going to a town called Hooterville to take care of Betty Jo Elliott's baby.
Who's Betty Jo Elliott?
She's Kate Bradley's daughter.
Who is Kate Bradley?
I made the mistake of asking Granny that same question. Would you care to hear the saga of the Beasley family who live behind Buzzard Ridge?
Not unless there's money in it.
Then I'll be on my way. You may reach me at the Clampetts.
Ellie, honey, what you doing?
Boiling some grits.
Oh, Ellie, you don't have to do no cooking. Miss Jane's coming over.
Oh, these grits is for my feathered critters. See?
Oh, rock grit.
Yes, sir. They need 'em for their gizzards.
What you boiling for?
To get the tar out. Quick as it boils to the top, I'll skim it off.
I believe to protect them critters, I'd get them out of the kitchen.
Oh, that's right. Granny still ain't left.
No, it ain't Granny they got to fear. It's Jethro. He still ain't at it.
You think y'all get 'em out?
Speaking of Jethro, Granny's looking high and low for him. I'll go check the root cellar.
Hey, Ellie, hey, what's that on the stove?
Grits for my critters.
Critters? How do you like that? Everybody eats except me. Sure do smell good. Look at that nice black gravy. She must have thrown in some molasses. Go the heck with them critters. I says human beings comes first. I think these grits needs to cook 'em out longer.
Jethro!
Uh-oh, they ain't gonna be time.
There you go, stuffing your face when I need you to go out and get me some medical supplies before we leave for Hooterville. You hear me? I need some rickwweed and some sweet gum bark, coltsfoot leaves, and a good big mud dauber's nest because I might have to pull this little fella. Are you listening? What you eating?
Well, grits and blackstrap molasses. But to tell you the truth, Granny, you cook better in your day.
I didn't cook no grits and blackstrap.
Oh, I see you found Jethro. Reckon you two will be leaving soon.
Yeah, now that he's done stuffing himself with grits.
Grits? Boy, you didn't eat them grits that was boiling on the stove, did you?
Oh, just one helping. But you know something? It sure sits heavy in a fellow's stomach.
Now, never mind. Come on, now, let's get going. I got some doctoring to do in Hooterville.
I think you got some doctoring to do right here.
Who's sick?
Me.
What's the matter?
If I didn't know better, I'd swear I swallowed a bunch of rocks.
You did.
What are you talking about?
Never mind that. Let's get this young'un up to bed.
Come on in, Miss Jane. Wayne. Sure is nice of you to fill in for Granny.
My pleasure, Ellie. I'm particularly anxious to prepare some of the gastronomical delights indigenous to your native hills.
Well, I sure hope you have some time to do some cooking, too.
I'm preparing collard greens and ham hocks, fatback and black-eyed peas.
Oh, don't forget grits. They's Jethro's favorite.
Excellent. What's the matter with Jethro?
He's feeling a mite rocky.
Oh, cheer up, dear boy. I'm going to fix you a huge pot of grits.
Miss Jane, you could have gone all day without saying that.
He got sick stuffing himself on the grits Ellie was boiling.
Jethro, you big dumb nut. I was boiling rocks.
Yeah? Well, them still the best things you ever cooked.
Leave him be.
Granny, do you think you can help him?
Miss Jane, these is the tender healing hands of a physician and surgeon. I'll cure Jethro if I have to find a big rooster and perform a gizzard transplant.
Where you going, boy? I gotta get away from them tender healing hands.
How's Jethro? Is he going to be all right?
Oh, of course he is. That boy has got a stomach that would make a goat green with envy. Did you call Hooterville and tell him I'd be late?
Yes, ma'am.
What'd they say?
Oh, it sounded like they said, get lost.
Must have said, don't get lost.
Oh, I reckon so.
Well, you run upstairs and keep an eye on Jethro. Take his temperature every half hour.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, where's your paw and Miss Jane?
Oh, they's out in the kitchen.
Granny keeps his spices and such on the top shelf yonder. You want me to reach them down for you?
No. I must learn to be self-sufficient. Oh!
What's the matter?
It's my sacroiliac. It goes out of me occasionally.
Well, I'll run fetch Granny.
No, please. She might want to perform a spine transplant.
How can I help you?
Well, just let me ease my weight back while you support me.
Sure you don't want me to fetch Granny?
Please promise you won't breathe a word of this to her.
All right.
This'll ease up. I hope I'm not too heavy.
Oh, shucks, no, Miss Jane. I can hold you like this all day.
What's going on here?
Nothing, Granny. We're just talking.
Yeah, we're just standing here trying to decide what to have for supper.
How's Jethro?
He's all right.
Well, then I guess you'll be starting for Hooterville.
Yeah, I'm leaving right away.
Have a good trip.
Yeah, see you when you get back.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, bye.
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 Uh-huh. Bye.
She gone?
Yeah.
I hope she didn't suspect anything.
Oh, no, she got a lot on her mind. You know, Miss Jean, why don't I pick you up and carry you into the parlor? There's a dandy sofa in there.
Well, I'm afraid I'm too heavy.
Not at all.
Oh, you're so strong.
Miss Jane, holding a young girl in my arms makes me feel young myself.
Oh.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Drysdale. I just got to share my terrible burden with someone.
Well, what is it?
Jed has took leave of his senses.
Oh, Granny, if I have ever known a steady, stable, rational human being, it's Jed Clampett. Whatever made you think such a thing?
He has fell head over heels in love with your secretary, Miss Jane.
The man is stark raving mad.
He's in the parlor. Sparked it.
Granny, I took Jethro's temperature, and he ain't got no fever at all.
Wish I could say the same for your paw.
How's that?
Oh, fine. A little while, and I'll be able to stand.
Good.
Let's just go back up and take another look at the gizzard boy.
And here I was, anxious to sharpen my domestic skills, and the first thing I do is sprain my back.
Don't worry about it.
But I do. Like all career girls, I still hope someday Mr. Wright will come along.
He will, Miss Jean. Don't you worry.
Fine wife I'll make.
You make a dandy wife.
Oh.
Ready for the big step?
Ready.
Endow.
Oh, no. For 11 years, I've treated that girl like a dog. Now she's going to control that 80 million.
How you feeling, Miss Jane?
Just marvelous. Ready to start running the house.
No, wait! Please, Miss Hathaway, come back to the bank. I need you.
Why, Mr. Drysdale.
But, Chief...
Don't call me Chief. We're pals, buddies, equals in every way. Oh, I'm going to give you a big raise. You can have my office and your own private secretary.
I don't know what to say.
Oh, say yes! Say yes! I need you!
I think you'd best go with him, Miss Jane. This man is desperate.
Try this business, Miss Hathaway. I think you like it. Is it satisfactory?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
I've heard of coffee breaks before, but a champagne break?
It's no more than you deserve. Oh, try the caviar.
Isn't this a $50 an ounce caviar you kept locked in the vault?
Let's not think of money. Enjoy.
I had these fabulous jewels. Didn't they belong to your wife?
Not any longer. Oh, that must be your private secretary.
Oh.
Come in.
Ready to take dictation, Miss Hathaway.
I'll get it. You two young people just eat, drink, and be merry. Miss Hathaway's office.
That you, Mr. Drysdale? Well, I thought you'd be pleased to know that Jethro is fine again, and we's all fixing to drive Granny to the station to see her off for Petticoat Junction.
By the way, we sure got a chuckle about what you and Granny thought was going on.
What do you mean?
Well, Granny told me that you and her got the idea Miss Jane and me was going to get hitched.
And you ain't? Isn't Orange?
Chucks, no. She's a fine young woman, but there ain't nothing twixt us.
Come on, Jed. We'll miss the train to Hooterville.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Mr. Drysdale, what...
Back to the secretarial pool.
You said that I...
Out!
You're taking back the jewelry?
And the raise! And see that you get every one of those fish eggs back in that caviar can and reseal it.
But pal, buddy!
Chief, to you! And cork that champagne, take it back to the liquor store and get my money back.
Well, I don't understand.
Attention! Forward, Hutch! Up, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 4.
Presentation.
Viacom.
Jethro, what are you doing?
I'm taking you home.
What for?
So you can cook for me and take care of me.
Oh, you mad, impetuous boy! Mother always wanted a big wedding, but if you insist, we'll elope.
I'm awful sorry you got the wrong notion, Miss Jane. You see, I ain't got marriage in mind. Just cooking and such.
Oh, I see. Granny hasn't returned from Petticoat Junction.
And Ellie's trying to take her place. And it's pitiful.
Well, how is your Uncle Jed managing?
I ain't seen much of him since Ellie commenced cooking. He's got his hiding places, I got mine.
Paul, come to the kitchen. I cooked some fiddles for you. What are you doing, Paul?
Oh, Ellie, doing, oh, I was just getting rid of a few of these ants here.
I don't say no, I ain't.
Oh, done a good job, didn't I?
Sure did. And as a reward, I'm going to give you a double helping of what I just cooked.
Oh, Ellie, I don't think I'm up to eating a full meal right now. Why don't you just heat me up a can of that fine tomato soup that's in there in the cupboard?
Oh, but I fixed you a special treat that I made up all by myself. I call it my surprise loaf.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh, Ellie, I just thought of something. Jethro's going to be awful hurt if I eat without him. I'll go find the boy.
Paul, Jethro ain't here. He
He took the truck and left.
When did you do that?
Well, I think it was right after I told him I was going to cook a surprise loaf.
More than likely.
That's right, operator. She's at the Shady Rest Hotel in Petticoat Junction. But the nearest phone is at Sam Drucker's store in Hooterville. Thank you. Bye. They's going to get a message to Granny to come to town and call.
Hi, Granny.
Howdy, Mr. Drucker. Did you send for me?
Well, yeah, Granny. How'd you get here so fast?
I run. It's only 6 miles.
Why didn't you catch the train?
I did. I caught it and I passed it.
Sarah? This is Sam. Sarah, Granny's here now, so you can get a hold of that Beverly Hills operator and have her call us back, huh? Thanks, Sarah. Well, Granny, how's Betty Jo's baby?
Oh, just fine and dandy. Now.
Now? Was something wrong?
Something wrong. Mr. Drucker, what I done for that baby is a miracle. A medical miracle.
What was wrong? What did you do?
Oh, sorry, I can't tell you. That would be violating the confidence between the patient and the doctor. I wish I could tell you, but me being a physician, my lips are sealed. You understand?
Oh, of course.
But it was one doozy of a miracle. Now, if you was another doctor, I could tell you. Have you ever been a doctor?
No.
Ever been a patient?
Oh, yeah.
Oh! Well, then I won't be violating the confidence betwixt the doctor and the patient. Mr. Drucker, in all my 60 years of doctoring, I have never been so shook up as I was the first time I peeked into that crib and saw Betty Jo's baby. It looked for all the world like an Airedale puppy. Sakes alive. And I thought Jethro was an ugly baby.
You say it looked like an Airedale puppy?
And not even the pick of the litter. But I brought it back to normal with my miracle medicine.
Say, Granny, as I remember, you left your spectacles in Andy Partner's jitney, so it just could be...
Do you think I need these? I got eyes like a hawk. I only use them for professional reasons. Folks don't trust a young-looking doctor.
I'll bet that's your call from Beverly Hills.
I'll get it. Hello?
Granny?
Yeah, this is Granny. Who's talking?
This is Sam Drucker, but...
It ain't neither. Sam Drucker's right here with me. Your other phone's ringing.
Thanks, I'll get it.
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Oh, yeah, right here, Sarah. Granny, it's your call from Beverly Hills.
Well, you take this phone and tell that smart aleck that it's against the law to play pranks on doctors and firemen.
I'll do that.
Hello?
Hello, Granny. This here's Jethro.
Speak up, boy. We got a bad connection.
Oh, no, you don't. Now, I got strict orders from Sam not to let you loose in the store. Now, come here. Come on. Last time you went through a whole sack of dog biscuits, remember?
Hello?
Hello, Granny?
Oh, thank you. That's a better connection.
Hi, Sam. Granny?
Well, if it isn't a proud father.
Say, did those things come in that we ordered for the baby?
Yeah, they're in the back. How's Betty Jo?
Oh, she's fine. The baby had a bad night.
Oh?
Yeah, started howling about 3 this morning, kept it up till dawn.
Poor little thing reverted. Must have been a full moon last night. Huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jethro. What do you want?
You gotta come home and cook for us. We need you something desperate.
Not as desperate as they need me here. Cooks are a dime a dozen. But where can the parents of that poor, blighted baby get another miracle-working doctor?
Hey, come on back here.
Wait, little baby, wait! That little goomer might be homely, but it's the fastest crawler I've ever seen.
Jethro, I think I have the solution to your food problem. This is an employment agency where you can hire maids, cooks, and all domestic help.
Well, Miss Jane, I think you done saved my life. How can I thank you?
As the poet says, with hugs and kisses debts are paid, when settling score twixt man and maid.
Hot dog! I'll be sure and hire a pretty one.
Where's Danny? That's what they call real soul food.
Uncle Jed!
Out here in the kitchen, Jethro.
Uncle Jed, have I got a surprise?
I don't think I can stand another one today.
Where do you see her?
Her?
Miss Jane sent me to an employment agency, so I hired us an imported cook, direct from Italy.
Well, fetch her in, boy.
She don't speak much English, but I done learned Italian.
Just today?
Well, yeah, you got to remember, this is the brain of a 6th grader. Now watch, I'm going to call her in genuine Italian. A bambina, a bring yourself to the kitchen. But that's Italian for kitchen.
Good tell.
Pick up them 4 languages just like that. Ain't she something?
Mighty pretty girl. And she can cook, huh?
Victuals is all she thinks about. Watch this. Howdy.
Ciao.
See? She must have mentioned chow at least a dozen times today already. Signor Maria, this here's my Uncle Jed.
Howdy.
Ciao.
See? There she goes again.
Deve essere un piacere lavorare per voi come cuciniere ed aspetto che ti piaccio.
What'd you say?
Oh, I ain't too sure, Uncle Jed. I don't understand Italian as good as I talk it.
Well, we's mighty pleased to have you here, Miss...
Grazie. Ci è bellissimo.
That's a mighty pretty name.
Oh, well, that ain't her name. That's probably something she's gonna cook for us.
Oh, Ellie, come on over and meet this young lady.
Signor Maria, this here's my cousin Ellie.
Howdy. Ciao.
She does have victuals on her mind.
Yeah, she's gonna cook us up a storm.
Oh, what's wrong with my cooking?
Shall I tell her?
You better let me. Ellie, your cooking is in a class by itself. Ain't nobody can touch it. That's the truth. But you see, this young lady is new in our country, and she needs all the experience she can get.
Oh, well, fine. I'll learn her how to make my surprise loaf.
I believe I'd hold off on that for a spell. But why don't you take the young lady up to your room and make her comfortable?
Oh, yes, sir, Pop. Come on, Signor Maria.
We'll see you later for chow.
Oh, ciao.
What'd you do that for?
Oh, that means something in Italian. I don't know what, but they all do it.
I see.
I'll tote her suitcases up to the room.
Wonder what I just said.
Hi, honey.
Hi, darling. Got the new nursing bottles. How's the baby?
Sleeping, thank goodness. Oh, hello, boy.
Honey, I wouldn't hold him. I think he's got fleas again.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's still some of that insect repellent that Granny brewed up.
Oh, yeah, what she calls her miracle medicine. Come on, boy, let's give Granny's cure another try.
Need some help?
No. You sit right here. You had a rough night.
Hello, little mama.
Hello, Granny.
I heard that you had a bad night last night.
Yes, we did. I think it was colic.
Did you say colic or collie?
Colic.
Did your husband get home with the little fella yet?
Yes, weren't you with them on the train?
No, I cut through the woods to look for some roots and some yarbs. I gotta brew up another batch of my miracle medicine.
Oh, there's still some left. Steve just went in to use it on the little flea trap.
Oh, honey, don't call that precious little darling a flea trap.
Oh, I call him all kinds of things, but I love the little mutt.
Well, there's one thing about you young'uns of today. You've got the courage to face the truth. In my day, we'd have kept him upstairs in a room with the shades drawn.
I wouldn't do that. I think he's cute.
There's nothing mightier than the power of mother love. Betty Jo, sit down, honey. I want to talk to you about your family plans. Have you and your husband thought about having any more young'uns?
Oh, yes, we want to have a large family.
In spite of what happened last night?
Oh, sure. You can't expect a baby to be perfect.
Yeah, but they don't have to miss by that much.
The way Steve and I feel, we want to have a dozen more, just like the first one.
Honey, courage is one thing, but foolishness is another.
Well, I guess a dozen was an exaggeration.
Good girl.
But at least 4 or 5.
Now you're heading in the right direction.
Look who's ready for a stroll.
Did my miracle medicine work?
Oh, it sure did, Granny.
I done it again. I mean, you done it again.
Granny, telegram just came for you.
How'd you get here, Sam?
Pumped out on a hand car.
Come on, Sam, we pumping back in.
Oh, what's the matter?
My family's starving. Take care of the baby. If it barks, give it a bone. I'll be back come the next full moon.
Do you understand what she was talking about?
Not a word. But you have to admit there hasn't been a dull moment since she came to visit.
Yeah. Someday we ought to visit her planet.
See you later, girls.
You can put that silly-looking hat back on your head. You're fired.
What for?
For leaving your desk during your lunch break.
But, Chief,
Where were you?
having lunch.
That's no excuse. Fine thing. You gorge yourself while my largest depositor starves.
Jed Clampett?
If that magnificent multimillionaire loses so much as 1 ounce, you'll spend 30 days in the vault counting nickels.
Chief.
With the lights out. I had to handle this emergency all alone.
What emergency?
Granny called here. She said she had to get home from Hooterville right away. Now, you know where Hooterville is?
No?
Neither does anyone else. Oh, I had to move heaven and earth to arrange transportation for that little woman. Traveling by handcar, horseback, motorcycle, and a crop dusting plane out of the Napa-Sonoma Valley.
Get me to Beverly Hills, Lindy.
Handcar, cow pony, motorcycle, plane. Oh, boy. You have any idea what these travel arrangements are going to cost?
No.
Well, you will, because it's going to come out of your salary.
You fired me.
You're hired again. I can't afford a tab like this.
Chief, you brought this all on yourself by panicking. There is no emergency at the Clampetts.
What are you babbling about? Granny said they were starving.
A false alarm. I sent Jethro to an employment agency. He hired a cook, and she's there now.
You mean to say that Granny's going to come home and find another woman in her kitchen?
Well,
You're fired again! And I'm going right over there and fire her!
If I'm fired, how can I pay for the...
It'll come out of your unemployment check!
I declare them is just about the best victuals I ever tasted.
Me too, Pa.
I'll compliment the cook in her native language. Hey, Bambina, this stuff is what you call a delish. That's Italian for good.
Scusi. Next, dolce, tortoni.
What'd she say?
Oh, something about a friend of hers named Tony.
If you could cook like that girl, you'd have to beat the boys off with a club.
I know, Pa. I'm going to ask her to learn me how to make that vegetable soup.
That stringy stuff with the red gravy was right tasty.
Boy, are you two a couple of roots. That there soup is what you call minestrone. And the stringy stuff is what us Italians call spaghetti.
You Italian now?
I told her I was. See, I aims to marry her. Italians is kind of clannish.
Listen, young lady, you pack your things and you get over to my house.
Mister, lei non capisco.
Italiana.
Sì?
Oh, Benny, signorina. Benvenuto. Mi piace mangiare italiano. Chicken cacciatore. Ah, Joe è bellissimo.
Grazie. Lei è molto amabile.
Piacere. Ah, spaghettini alla marinara. Ah, molto belli.
Comodi per mangiare.
Grazie.
Can't this train go no faster? I got a family down there starving to death.
We're over Beverly Hills now, land at the nearest airfield.
Ain't no time for that. I see the house down there. Thanks for the lift, Lindy. Geronimo! Hang on, you poor starving wretches. I'm almost there.
What's red gravy on it?
That ain't red gravy. That's what you call marijuana sauce. Jed, I marry up with that Italian doll. You want to come live with us?
Where you aim to live?
Right here.
No, Jethro, don't eat that boiled string.
How'd you get here? What is all this?
My parachute. Just tote me to the kitchen and prop me up to the stove and I'll save you. You hunger-starved wretches.
We ain't hungry. We've been living high on the spaghetti.
Well, what'd you send me that telegram for? Saying you were starving.
I didn't send you no telegram.
I sent it, Granny. Signed Uncle Jed's name to it so you'd pay attention.
Why, you miserable walking gizzard. I'm gonna beat that 6th grade brain of yours clean down to the kindergarten.
Signore, signorina, now is coming tortoni.
Well, fine. Have Tony sit right there in Jethro's place.
Yeah, he won't be coming back for a while.
When he does, he's going to eat standing up.
Someway's presentation.
Viacom.